Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot. My name's Carol, and today what we're going to be doing for your daily reading is a 3-card spread. So in the first part of the reading, I'm going to look at what issue, situation you're dealing with right now, whether it's a recurring pattern, something that you're dealing with as far as maybe you need to make a decision, you're struggling with, looking for some direction. And then card number 2, I'm going to look at what's coming up from your shadow. So we're going to be doing a little bit of shadow work here. If you're not familiar with that term, I've left a video called my 4-step guide to shadow work, and it's in my description box. And shadow work is really, looking at what's sitting in our unconscious that needs to come up for healing. So it's really about healing our stuff. This is a healing channel. And so we're going to look at what's impacting, like what is it in our shadow that's impacting or having an effect on this situation you're sitting in right now. And then in part 3, I'm going to look at guidance from the tarot. Now I'm going to start off with pulling 3 cards from the Rider-Waite deck. If more come up, I will have to put them back. So I just want 1 card for each section. And then I will clarify it with the Light Seer's Tarot. All right, so let's start off with our first card. So I'm going to ask Tarot for the situation or the issue that you're dealing with today. 1 card. I have 2 there, so I just want 1. What situation? Just want 1 card, please. Not 15. I don't like when it starts off like that. Okay, 1 card, please. Come on, Tarot. Or maybe it's come on, dealer of the cards. The Star in Reverse. The Star in Reverse. It's funny because if you're new to the channel and this happens where I'm, cards are flying and fumbling and I'm thinking, oh, what are they gonna think? But that's okay. I just continue on. Okay, second part of the reading. What's coming up from your shadow that's impacting this? The Star. 1 card. I can feel it coming out. Oh no. Okay, 1 card here. Okay, this one flipped over. The 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords. All right. And guidance from the tarot, please. 1 card for guidance from the tarot. The Devil in Reverse. The Devil in Reverse. All right, so let's clarify it with 3 cards for each. Again, we'll see how the tarot behaves. So I hope you've had a chance to see maybe a reading from me that I did for your zodiac, your sign. Now this channel's new. I started in December. And so you may be new to the channel. Welcome if you are. I'm glad you're here. Glad you found me. People are starting to find me, which is great. Love new subscribers. Love people coming in. I like when you comment. Love your comments, please. Just kind of lets me know what I'm doing, how I'm doing, if it's resonating with you, if you can relate to it. So let's start off the tarot, the Star, please. So tarot, can I have 3 cards for the Star? I have 2. I have the 2. That one was kind of sideways. We'll put it up right here. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And I need 1 more card here, please, tarot. 1 more card for the Star. The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Clarification for the Eight of Swords, please. 3 cards. You have the Eight of Wands in reverse. The Eight of Wands in reverse. 2 more cards, please. Two more cards. Okay, we have the Death card in reverse. The Death card in reverse. And one more card. Okay. The Hangman in reverse. The Hangman in reverse. Clarification for the Devil. 3 cards. Ooh. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. Judgment. Nice major arcana. You have some major arcana coming out here, which is good. One more. One more card, and then we can start reading. Oh, no, I don't want 2. I want 1 more card, please. One more card, please. No, it's not going to work. One more card, please. Two. One more, please. Oh, that one might want to come out. I have the this card that's flipped over. I'm not sure if I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it back in. It was the Three of Swords in reverse. It could have been from another. Oh, there's this one wants to come out. He's the Lover card. The Lovers fell on the floor in reverse. All right. So today's reading starts off with the Star. So the Star card is a beautiful card, very peaceful. It's in reverse, very calm. It's a star that comes after a star. It's a card that comes after the Tower in the deck, in the major arcana. And the Tower is a circumstance that has really shaken you in your life. It's a Tower moment, and we all have them in our life. And so I'm seeing here that you're sitting in a place of, you know, healing. But there's kind of a, for some reason, there's like, your healing is blocked. There's a resistance to it. But you're sitting in a place where, you know, you need to heal. And sometimes, you know, if you look at this card, this angel's just dipping one toe into, call it an angel, but it could be a figure. One toe into the water, and gonna feel these emotions right here, right? Just one toe, and keeping grounded on the earth, but becoming very naked, very vulnerable. And there's a real resistance to doing that. And it looks like you're sitting in a place where maybe you need to, because maybe there's been something that has shaken you up, you know, that you're dealing with right now. The Two of Wands is telling me that, you know, there's the wands is the wands are all about they want to move, they want to take you into a different place. The universe wants to, God, creator, source wants to take you. There's a nudge here to kind of pull you out of where you're sitting in here. And it's just, there's this little nudge here. It's just starting, you know. There's a decision maybe you need to make. Maybe you're sitting with that. The Queen of Pentacles comes up next, and the Queen is in reverse here. And Pentacles is all about our body, and the Queen in particular. We all have This is our feminine aspect to ourselves, the Queen. We all have a feminine aspect and a masculine aspect. It has nothing to do with gender, but everyone has those two parts. And the Queen represents the feminine, receptive aspect of herself. She's very much in touch with her body. She's very much in touch with, she's very grounded. She's not afraid to feel. You know, she gets back into her body and really feels. And so when the Queen comes up, you're being asked to take on this quality of, you know, starting to feel your body and start to get in touch with your body, because that's where your emotions are, because there's a need here for you to heal. And it's blocked. She's blocked right now, which tells me that there's a resistance here. Sometimes when the Queen gets blocked, when there's that resistance, you could be sitting in a real hopeless state. Might be some anger here, some real, you know, depression. So you're kind of sitting here and you could be stuck in an emotion where you're just not wanting to do anything, you know, you're not wanting to heal. I mean, you could be, if you are stuck in a place of like depression, then you are stuck in your emotion. You're not healing, because depression is not something that you need to stay in forever. It's not a prison sentence. It's hopelessness is this emotion that's sitting with you. I know it's a horrible emotion if that's what you're sitting with. It's terrible to sit in that depression, but it wants to. The Knight of Pentacles is coming next. It's the freedom, you know, this emotion, this healing, whatever you're sitting with wants to be felt. So once you start to feel it, it'll free you up. And this pentacle right here is again about the body, about grounding. And the Knight is a freedom fighter. It's like that adolescent part of us that wants freedom. And there's a real freedom here, you know, this of you maybe wanting to, you know, get back to who you are and start to feel these feelings that you need to feel right now. Because when we're sitting in this hopelessness position, or this place where we just are really resisting healing, we're really not ourselves, you know, we're really not ourselves. And so there's, you know, maybe there's this, I can see a slight movement here, because you have the wands, the Two of Wands, and then you also have the Knight who's also moving. So there seems to be a slight movement here for you. So maybe you're realizing you're sitting in a place where, you know what, I need to heal this stuff. I need to heal this stuff that I'm sitting in your shadow. So what's coming up for you to heal that's impacting where you're sitting right now? The Eight of Swords is our main card here. And the Eight of Swords is where you have all these belief systems about yourself. You know, the swords are all about mental belief systems that you were handed when you were younger. People told you things about yourself. And so you're really feeling tied up here. This woman that has a blindfold, thinking she can't get free, thinking there's no way out. You have these belief systems about yourself that are sitting in your shadow, that need to be healed. They're in your unconscious, and they need to start to be felt. And we do that. Once we get in touch with what are those things that I feel about myself, and why do I feel this about myself, you know? And they're sitting in your shadow, and you know, there's some healing that needs to be done. The Eight of Wands card comes out in reverse right after, and the Eight of Wands is, wands, like I said, they want to move. They want to take you in the direction that you want to go. But there's some real, it's in reverse here, so there's some real resistance here for you that's sitting in your shadow, where you want to take your life in a new direction. You want to do something for yourself. You want to heal this. You're feeling like you want to this freedom. You want this freedom to go forward here. But there's some belief systems you have about yourself, and this is in reverse here. The Eight is where, you know, the Eight of Wands is where we just kind of take those wands and we just throw them up in the air, and we trust. We trust that the universe is going to take us, God, creator, source, is going to take us in that direction that we want to go in. But because of these belief systems that you have about yourself that's sitting in your shadow, there's a real hesitancy here for you to kind of, you don't believe that you can get out of this. You are feeling quite restricted and tied, and that is linked to what's in your shadow. You don't believe that, you're sitting here not being able to heal. You're resisting it. You do not believe that you can get out of this. A lot of times what we're going through now is really just a pattern that's repeating our childhood. Maybe as a child you felt you could not get out of your situation. But you can get out of this situation because you're an adult now. You can get out. The Death card comes out here. The Death card is, it's in reverse here. And the Death card talks about things and people that just really need to go sometimes. When we're on this journey of healing, we tend to lose some people. We tend to lose some things. And so this is in reverse. So there's a real loss here that's sitting in your shadow. A real loss of people, maybe when you were younger. A real loss of things that you had to let go of. And there's probably some grief here that's sitting in your shadow of, I don't know how this is going to relate to your situation, but there's some grief here that's sitting here of, maybe this is what's blocking you, where you're needing to heal, because sometimes when we need to grieve, we can really be blocked. But there's been some losses here, things that you had to let go of, things that you had when you were younger, and they're sitting in your shadow. And there could be some losses that you had where you didn't have a chance to grieve it. The Hangman comes here as your last card in your shadow, and it's in reverse. And the Hangman talks about being very comfortable in our skin, trusting ourselves, trusting our inner guidance. Just feeling very comfortable with who we are, right? And so there's a real discomfort here because it's in reverse. There's a block here. So there's a real discomfort here of just being yourself, being who you are. And a lot of it sometimes it has to do with we really don't know who we are, And so that's what's sitting in your shadow here. There's some losses. And that has caused you to not really know who you are. It's really had an impact on that. And so this whole area here of you not knowing who you are, because of your losses from childhood, just not feeling comfortable in your own skin is really having an impact right now on you having to heal and wanting to take your life in a new direction. And the Devil card comes here. This is the guidance from the tarot now. So the Devil card is in reverse, and the Devil card talks about, look at these individuals, they're chained. They feel like they're chained. And they're chained to their desires, their attachments. And to me, this really speaks of our addictions. And this is in reverse here. And so I think that sometimes when it's in reverse, there can be a real resistance to or a denial to deal with something. And that, I think, is, in this case, it's, I know you're sitting with some pain here for sure. And it needs healing. We've established that. And what we do is to numb our pain is we will reach out. I'm still grappling with some of my own attachments, my own desires, my own addictions. because that is what we use to numb our pain. And that could be something as, I mean, I think the biggest addiction going is the cell phone, right? We can get on that phone and we can scroll and scroll and scroll, or we can binge on Netflix, you know, we can use our food, we can use alcohol, and you know what your addiction or addictions are. And sometimes, you know, we can be cross addicted. We can have a few going at once, you know, and my biggest one was eating. It always has been and still is. And as I work through my own trauma, my own pain, my own healing, it's not as much of a crutch anymore for me because, you know, I know now when my eating gets out of control that there's something coming up for me to heal and to look at. And so the universe here wants you to, you know, bring an awareness, I'm going to say. It's not saying drop your addiction. Sometimes people have to, depending on, you know, how it's affecting other people. But we really need to bring an awareness to our addiction, because for me, I know when I started off my deep healing, I talked to my therapist and I said, well, what do I do about my eating? Like, what am I going to do about my eating? I need some help with my eating. And you know, she would always let me know that, you know, just keep healing, deal with some of this grief that you have, keep feeling your emotions. And eventually it was true. I realized that I didn't need it as much, because the reason why we have these addictions is to keep these emotions down, to numb the pain so we don't feel it. But as soon as we start to feel layer by layer by layer, bit by bit, these emotions, these addictions we have don't have that hold on us, right? We don't feel like we're chained to them. And so bring an awareness to any addiction or addictions that you are using to numb your pain. Just bring an awareness to it right now. That's what I'm asking you. That's what the tarot was asking you to do. The Eight of Cups here is coming up, and the Eight of Cups is the card of walking away. You know, it's time sometimes. Maybe there's a situation here that, and you know, you had it in your Death card came up is, you know, losing something, or something, you've had a loss here of some sort. So I'm wondering here, this cup is about emotions here. So I'm wondering, you know, is there something in your life? Do you need to walk away? Do you need to let people go? Do you need time to heal? This particular individual is walking away because there's some healing that needs to be done. And when we need to heal, there are a few things we need in place. The first thing is we need to be in a safe place. We need to feel safe. If you are with someone right now that would not support you or not validate your healing, then we need to kind of question that, because we need to put ourselves first in this journey. And so the other thing is we need some stillness. We need some quiet. We need to slow down. We need to take time out in order to feel what you need to feel to heal. The Judgment card comes out next. And the Judgment says, this card right here is getting back to, you know, who you really are. Bringing truth to the situation, bringing balance to the situation that you're dealing with. Like, who are you? What is your truth? You know, this whole looking at, you know, what's in my shadow here? What sort of losses are sitting there in my shadow that I'm using, that I'm numbing my pain with right here? What are these losses that I need to look at, that I need to grieve, that I need to feel? You know, there's a real need for healing here. And the Lover's card comes out in the end, and this is, people like to think this is the last card where I'm going to tell people that your lover's coming and he's going to save you, or she, or they. This is not what this card is. This Lover's card is very much, it's in reverse. It speaks about a real intimate relationship. But it's the intimate relationship that you start to have with yourself. The Judgment card came out here because it's saying, you know, here's the card where you're going to get to the truth about who you are. And right behind it is, it's time to get intimate with yourself. It's time to really dig deep and start to figure out, you know, who is this? Who am I? You know, pull off some of these masks and find out who I am. who I am. And you're going to get that when you start to feel. You're going to get that when you start to feel. I'm going to leave you, I think what you need here is, I want to help you with your addictions, because it did come out as, you know, the Devil card here. And a lot of times we need some help. And so I've done a couple of videos on addictions, and I'm going to attach them for you right here, and have a look at those, you know, if you're struggling with something. And we all have addictions. All of us do. But I think you need to look at those just to start to bring some awareness to that. All right, so talk to you soon. Bye-bye.